Welcome to the Pine Ridge. We are back out here at the permission property. So kind of the ticket to me getting permission here was to maintain the place, because nobody's really been doing that. This place has been untouched mostly, and definitely not hunted for the last 20 something years, maybe more than that. And so we are coming back in here trying to bring the deer population back. Came in here last year, just kind of showed up and hunted, shot a doe, had a few bucks running around that one old enough to shoot, and went after him and didn't have an opportunity at him, and the neighbor ended up killing him, so good on them. But we're really trying to, there's a few other bucks on camera that were younger, so we're really trying to improve this place and make it to where we can grow deer here and keep deer here. So it's mostly a pine plantation, so there's not really a whole bunch we can do because there's no acorns, except for there's 2 little blocks of oak trees right here. So other than those, there's not really acorns. But we've got a pasture back here that we're going to cut, and we're going to, it's waist high grass right now, and we left it during turkey season so the poults could run around and be safe, and we wouldn't disturb a nest or anything like that. The poults have hatched, they're big enough to fly now. We've already cut it one time since, you know, the poults hatched. So second cut, been a while, it's been too wet to do it, so we've kind of pushed it back. Today is the only day we can do it between 2 big rainstorms, so we're out here making it happen. We're gonna bush hog the fields, clear up a few of the trails, and bush hog up here around this hunting camp, and try to make it look nice and keep it up so the owners like it. And anyway, so there's a lot to do with this land. There's a lot I want to do with this land. Step 1, look at your neighbors. We've looked at what the neighbors have. They have majority of the bedding. They have a giant cutover. They have some thick pines and hardwood creek bottoms on their property. So there's not a lot we can do to compete with that, other than bring food, because when the acorns run dry, they don't have anything here. So we're going to bring in some clover, mainly for turkeys, because I'd like to see the turkey population improve here. The deer eat clover. We're also going to bring in some wheat, rye, something like that to throw along the edges to create a transition from thick woods to open field. You kind of want something in that transition just to make them feel a little bit safer walking out. So we're going to do that. We've got one big food plot. We're going to cut some lanes in up here in the timber to make some shooting lanes for another rifle stand, and everything else is going to be hang and hunt just like last year. Some pretty woods in here, and they just need some love, and we're going to give that to them. Really going to try and take care of this place and turn it into a deer factory, grow some big deer here, and just, I have permission to hunt it, so as long as I do, I want it to be in the best shape possible. So been doing this land management stuff for a little while, and finally get to use it on a property I have permission on, so I'm pretty excited about it. And I've already started a little bit up at the house here, and we're fixing to go cut what's gonna be a giant food plot. made a game plan back in February that, you know, nobody's hunted this place in 20 something years. So I really wanted to, you know, come in here, and it's pretty much been untouched other than just keeping the grass cut. And so I was like, I want to change that, and I want to turn this into a place that I can come and grow deer. And really it's more of a kind of, I guess you could call it a test of what skill set I have. So first things first, talked to the landowner, and he was perfectly fine with me doing all this as long as I kept the grass cut and stuff like that. So just, you know, a little give and take there. We both benefit from it, so pretty good trade-off. But so we've been coming in here bush hogging this hayfield just to keep it up, and talked with the landowner, asked him if I could put a food plot in. He said yes. So last year we had a feeder out here with nothing but does and a few bucks on it, but did hunt this place a little bit and actually shot a doe out of this field. So came in here with a bush hog, and we bush hogged the edge because it was probably, you know, just under chest tall. So we bush hogged this whole thing down and left a good bit back in the back corner as a soft edge. And we're going to kind of do like a transition. We still got a couple weeks left in the growing season, so all this that's next to this wood line and stuff is going to grow back up a little bit. And so we're going to have a transition in the back, and then we're going to have all this grown up, and now this area that's just freshly dished up is going to be the food plot. So what we're going to do is, I've got straight clover that we're going to throw out and kind of cover the middle area, and then kind of a little circle area over there in the middle of the food plot. And then everything else, I've got a mix of oats and clover again, and some radishes. So it's a 3-seed mix that we're going to throw on the edges, just to have something else to kind of be on the edge, just in case the deer end up not wanting the clover. So we're probably going to do 5 yards of that, and then everything else is going to be straight clover. I think it's going to turn out great. And also doing that, them oats will grow up a little bit and give them deer a little bit more of a step down transition. So it'll be from pretty much chest high stuff to probably it's going to be knee high grass by the time it quits growing, and then another step down, probably shin high oats. So kind of give the deer something they feel comfortable in taller stuff, so it'll kind of ease them down into this food plot. Really, this is just it's really for turkeys. Turkeys love clover, and the turkey population here used to be amazing. There's actually a picture in the old cabin of probably 100 turkeys that are grouped up right outside the cabin door. And so I really would love that for the turkey population to improve. So that's the reason I'm doing clover over anything else. Deer here are basically nocturnal anyways, so you know, until the rut, you really don't see none in this open area. But if the plan is to put the plan is to put food here and saddle hunt all the timber around it, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. We're gonna see. But this is, give or take, 60 to 70 acres. So we got a few stands we're gonna put up. We got a few timber kill holes that we're gonna go cut, and we got a shoot house to build. We got a couple other things to do. It is first weekend of August, so we got plenty of time, but we got rain coming on next week. Really want to get some seed in the ground, and so I came in here and dished early. We're gonna let this stuff die out tomorrow, come back, take the top off of it again, throw some seed in it, and we don't got to pray for rain because it's already coming. So we're going to pray that it does what it's supposed to. And maybe, just maybe, state record's going to die in this field. Did you still rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Back in February, I did have a good buck. I say a good buck. It was a 3-year-old buck, and he had one really good side and one pretty gnarly looking side. It's gonna be 4.5 this year. I don't know if he had an injury last year. I don't know if he was just a cold buck, but we're gonna find out this year. And I hate to say he's my target buck because I don't know what else is out there, but so far that's the only buck that I know that's still alive in here, and I'd gladly shoot him. So we got a month until the velvet season. Time to really start honing in, putting a pattern on these deer, try to get after them. So I'm trying to get all the work done now so we can just really just come in here and just observe what's going on, put a pattern on these deer, and slip in here and kill one. This is kind of step one. Everything I want to do this property is going to take probably another year, but I'm going to do what I can this season to get it how I want to, and we're going to try new stuff and basically just learn from mistakes here. Trial and error. I think anything is better than last year, but we'll see. I'm pretty excited. I'm glad just to get out here and actually put the effort in. Bible says you reap what you sow, so if I don't kill a big deer, it ain't because of the lack of hard work, I'll tell you that. But we got more to do, so we're gonna get after it. This right here looks like half of an arrowhead. This right here looks like the other half of said arrowhead. I didn't think nothing about them being arrowheads out here, but apparently this used to be an Indian mound, Indian village. There's been some killers here, and there's one here now. It's a new edge solely. Pull. Oh, well, that didn't do nothing.
Maybe there's a free sticker in there that we can put on our trucks.
There is actually a free sticker. It's instructions too, but we don't need that. I think that'll block the cellular waves. No more AA batteries. They gone. We gotta go clear a spot first, and once we do, we're gonna come back and get everything. I want to do anything just inside that wood line that looks good. I had a plan, and then I didn't have time to go in there and look the other day, so I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. Give me whoppers.
You're gonna make
Really?
a heck of a gap.
Really, there's 4 or 5 trees here I could get in, realistically. And if the wind's bad blowing this way, I could slip up in one of these. I just have to be very careful. I can get in that one over there. Yeah, I like this a whole lot better. I'm 20 yards from the dot to right here.
That's perfect, man.
And then let's look at backup trees. Any of them, that'd be a good one. It'd be thick to get up in. Only thing, that'd be the only tree I could get in, unless I snuck a ground blind in here something for another wind. me get it started and then I'll adjust where it's at. That look good to you? Need to be more of an angle.
Looks perfect.
What I like to do is go ahead and connect your mulcher camera, especially if you got the Edge 2 mobiles where you don't have a live view. Go ahead and connect it, turn it on while you're putting your bait out or you're making your mock scraper or whatever. It'll take pictures of you doing it. You make sure it's squared up, and if there's any adjustments you need to make, you can do it before you leave.
I'll open up a little more. You gonna dump the whole thing or save some?
I'll dump the whole time.
It's like motor oil.
Some molasses. Makes them want to get all squirrely.
You gotta soft your corn.
I'd eat it. Spike's gonna eat it, and I'm gonna eat the spike. What we're kind of doing here is we got 2 weeks before velvet season. We've had a couple things out, salt licks and stuff, trying to locate bucks and see what's on thing, but nothing showed up yet. We're hitting it heavy these last 2 weeks, putting corn out and everything, just trying to locate bucks. And what I like to do in velvet season is throw out scent stuff like the molasses that I just put out, because you can't hunt over bait, so that scent will keep them driving in. And a good thing about this spot too is we're on a transition between kind of patchy open hill stuff and thick bottom cover. So it is October 7th or 8th now. Put a Moultrie solid camera out and a salt lick, and there's been deer coming in like crazy. Actually starting to rain a little bit. It's supposed to sprinkle here and there, but once it gets done raining, the deer ought to be out in this field. So put the camera away, try to keep it from getting wet, and we're gonna tuck in and break this little small rain shower out. Surprisingly, the mosquitoes ain't terrible. I'm sitting next to a pond, so. But we'll see if some deer come out. Alright. I don't fully know what just happened, honestly, but this doe came walking in this little creek right here, and she hopped up out of it and looked straight at me, so I couldn't move. She walked around, and I was finally able to move the camera because I thought she was gonna stay at right here and eat right in front of me, like they have been for a while. Thought I heard another deer coming, but I turned the camera on and I went to go grab my bow, and she started just like walking, stop, eat, walk, stop, eat, like just really quickly moving through this field. And I was like, if I'm gonna get a shot, I gotta hurry up. So to my rangefinder, ranged my shooting lane. It was 40 yards. Put my sight on 40, turned the camera where I thought it was on her, and just drew back, leaned back. She started walking. I tried to stop her, and then I didn't know how she was going to react to it, so I just went ahead and shot pretty quick. But the shot felt really good until I watched it back. I shot, she ducked and turned, but it hit her in the neck. And I'm hoping that it either the broadheads caught her and she's in the woods dead, which I heard some crashing around, and it was either her just taking off out of here or she's dead. Or I either hope it caught her like that and she died very quick, or that the blades completely missed her and then the shaft of the arrow just slapped her neck and she's completely fine. I hope it's one of those two things. But it ran into the woods, stopped, and then I haven't heard from it since, so I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so I found her. She ran off through all this, piled up in all this blood. And so what happened, what I thought happened did happen. She turned and cut her throat, and she didn't make it far. Meat in the freezer. We needed some bad, so load her up and go hang out with the boys. Alright guys, it is October 27th, and I'm over here at this permission property. I've been hunted here yesterday, and got blown out by a doe at a different spot. But the shooter we have out here that we call the Basket 7 has shown back up. He's a big 7-point. He's real tall, not wide at all, real basket rack, but he's a cool buck. And he's been dodging me, so got some history with him. But I really would like to put him on the ground. He's a beautiful buck. But he came in here yesterday at like 7:50, and it's 7:50 now, so I'm gonna turn this camera around and get ready.
That's how you smoked her.
Yeah. It's always good to see blood on impact.
That's why she run.
Kind of, I think she took this side of the tree and went back up in the air. So I'm pretty sure.
There's a good blood light right here. I don't show blood good. Here's blood. Oh yeah. This bush, babe. That's what you call the pump station. I don't know where you, is that the entrance?
Yeah, that's where she was facing. She turned really hard when I shot, so I guess she turned harder than I thought.
She must have been quartered. See where the exit is.
I came in here after a buck I had on camera, and this doe walked out, so I went ahead and shot her. And we needed meat in the freezer. And it was last light. I figured that buck wasn't coming, so I picked the biggest doe out of the group and stuck it to her loins. She blows, she goes. She didn't blow, but she went anyways. Like and subscribe so I can quit my job and shoot deer for the rest of my life.